Yes. Instant coffee, instantly disappointing. Hello, how are you? Good, wonderful. I'm sure that you responded. It's been a while, been a long while. Where have I been? I'll tell you. I needed to make money, so I got a job. And also, there's construction going on next door. I live in a townhouse, so there's construction going on next door. The wall where I filmed this has been having a jackhammer put up against it, so it's just not been practical to do. Yeah. Video that I watched was of William Osman. I'm not a subscriber. I should be a subscriber. I will subscribe. The title is I'm Done. Now, the reason for the title is, well, he'll get into it, but he's doing it from obviously a creative's perspective, a YouTube creator, a YouTuber, a person who does videos on YouTube. But there is a lot of synergies with all walks of life, all people that, people can relate to this video. It's had over 2 million views. It's 4 days old. It's too late to do the video, but hey, I only stumbled upon it today because I'm not a subscriber, and we shall fix that now. Whoops. Okay. Let's have a squizzicle, and let's watch, listen, and see what we can talk about in this.
I'm done. What am I done with? What am I done of? I don't really know. But I just kind of exhausted. I make videos.
First off, not sure why it's so zoomed in. That's kind of annoying. Hang on a second.
To entertain people, make them laugh, make them feel like motivated or inspired, and then everything else kind of is secondary. If it pays my bills, I feel unhealthy the way that I exist on YouTube. Like it's not good. It's not the creative aspect of making videos. It's the judgmental and just I don't know how to say this. I feel like I live in a constant state of criticism where I do something to entertain people and then there's always negativity that comes back.
Negativity that always creeps back. There's this kind of anxiety, not so much an anxiety of being creative, but an anxiety of putting stuff out there, that fear that someone's going to hate what you do. And I think that's quite relatable to a lot of people. Doesn't matter what industry you're in, doesn't matter what profession you have, there's a lot of anxiety, especially when you're starting out in a job. I remember I had that, and it's a big challenge, big upheaval to not give a shit, essentially. To just go, nah, you know what? Who cares? I'll just fucking do what I want to do. It takes a long time to get to that stage. And when you're younger, it's quite hard. When you're a YouTube creator or someone who is basically an entrepreneur, like he obviously this is what he does, then it becomes even more insular because you really don't have a lot of people to bounce ideas off. You don't have a manager to kind of, pat you on the back and say, don't worry, I've got this one for you, or anything like that. You got to do it by yourself. Massively, massively harder. You're a business to begin with. You can lean on people, and that's makes life a hell of a lot easier. There are other industries that I'll get into as the video goes on where there are a lot more synergies, but let's just keep going.
I have constantly, I don't know, I don't want to complain. I don't want to feel like I'm complaining right now, and I feel like I'm complaining. But we went to...
That's one thing that I think is pretty important. You don't want to complain. Why do we not want to complain? Why, I know YouTube needs to be this positive space and all this kind of stuff. Totally get that. If you can't tell, this channel hasn't really been all too positive for quite some time. I don't care because there's no money coming from this. Why do we feel like we are never allowed to complain, that we always need to be positive? If you have a genuine reason to complain, then you should be able to complain. And you know what? Stuff them. If they don't like it, stuff them. I understand from his perspective, you need to do stuff that makes you money. Yeah, if you want to complain, why can't you complain? I understand his viewpoint, totally. My thing is, I got a problem with that. I got a problem with the fact that we're not allowed to complain. We feel like we're not allowed to complain. That's kind of like the depression thing. When you have when you feel depressed, you feel like complaining is being a burden on other people, rather than screaming at the top of your lungs, "Hey guys, I'm not doing so crash hot." The people that really care want to hear that because they want to care. They want to do something for you. They want to help you. But depression will make you. I know this isn't anything to do with depression. It is to an extent, but it's not also. When you have a problem, you should be able to voice it. And in William's case, he's not allowed to because he's got no one to scream. Like, he's got some people, but there's no one that can make the problem go away, if that makes sense.
YouTube has this whole dark side of constant judgment, and you can't escape it.
The world has this whole dark side to it. YouTube is just kind of a microphone for it. But it's the world. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. There's always going to be a cockhead. I've worked in 5 different industries now. There's always a cockhead. There's always a person that ruins your day and will probably get a kick out of it. Or at least feel like they're more in control because they did it. Is that the right thing to do? No, of course not. Are you going to stop them? Probably not. When it happens to you in person, you can do something about it. You can voice back. When it's happening on YouTube, obviously it's like this void of just this funnel of negativity, which is annoying and depressing, obviously. We want to be able to voice. You want to feel protected. You want to feel protected in your workplace from people who say bad things. And yeah, it's the world. The world's a shit place. Doesn't make it any better. No, of course not. Keep going.
My house that we were renting, there's a whole series of people who were debating, oh, he was renting, he didn't own it, so it's not his house. Yeah, but all my shit burned down. Like, I lost it all.
That sucks, by the way.
There is a conspiracy video on YouTube still, to this day, that calls me a crisis actor. And it's serious. It's not a joke. And there's a whole comment section about how bad my acting is.
By the way, that laugh, he could have worked on that at least like 5 times. It seemed fake to me. Now, if you can't tell, that was sarcasm, just in case.
There's me. Smart guy, one of the top %, doesn't even have a slim girlfriend. Welcome.
Yeah, that pisses me off too. And I think it will probably piss off most people. Except for that person that, in fact, you know what? I reckon even that person who posted that, it probably pisses them off that they thought about it and posted it. Like, to me, you can't wake up in the morning, post that, and go to bed knowing that you did the right thing. You can't be happy with yourself. Doesn't make it any better for William, obviously. But it's something weird about us, eh? Something weird. Like, yeah, it's wrong. That's just a shitty thing to say by a shitty person who probably thinks that they are shitty. Like, now that they've been called out, and if that person ever watches it, they'll just go, oh, fuck, yeah, I feel like a dickhead. They won't admit it. They will not admit it. But a part of them knows that they're a dickhead.
It's really hard to explain why even a handful of just nasty comments can, like, make you feel bad.
That's pretty easy to understand, man. Because we all go through it. Everyone. Including this fucking mic stand. Yeah, we all go through it. All go through it. The reason why it's so much harder when it happens on YouTube, and, well, this is a hypothesis, I'm not an expert, but to me, this is what happens when I get shit like this happen to me. it was bad because you have put something out there and he's, said like, a piece of his soul and all that kind of stuff. And to be fair, he's put a piece of himself out there, something personal that he's done that was completely his, 100% his. No one else contributed to the idea and all that kind of thing. That was his idea. That's his baby. When someone's so negative about that, even just a little fraction of negativity can just hit you like a ton of bricks. I know I used to do stand-up comedy, and part of the reason why I stopped doing it was because you've put something out there publicly and someone says something to you, doesn't like what you do, you don't get any laughs, whatever. It hurts so much because you've put yourself out there. You've literally made yourself purposefully vulnerable. In William's case, and it's the same. He's put himself out there. He's given himself he's made himself vulnerable on purpose, and people are taking advantage of that. Those people in turn are probably vulnerable themselves, I'd say. And that's a whole nother conversation for a video that probably will never get made because I'm not smart enough to do it. He's affected. Like, he's more than annoyed. It's a shitty thing. That one.
And like maybe I'm just like weak.
No. The people who comment, they're not even the people who comment are weaker than you, but they're not weak. They're just broken. They're just broken. But you're not weak.
If I wasn't allowed to change and do what I want, I wouldn't enjoy doing this. But yet someone has the like audacity to tell me that they want me to keep doing what they want me to do. But that would make me not happy to do it.
Yeah, I get that, but YouTube it's like watching TV. It's like watching The Simpsons. Like, people appreciate the first few series, like the first 10 series, and then they don't like the other ones. It's a similar type of thing that, like, how do you think that makes those writers feel? That they're trying to do something new, but people don't like it. Doesn't mean that what they're doing is bad. It's just that they miss that nostalgic thing. Like,
share memes about me. And it's like I do lurk there. And I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. 90% positive. But there is just this like kind of just, I don't know how to describe it other than kind of like weird, disgusting like speculation about me, who's somebody you guys have never met.
but also bear in mind that I think it's like, what, 1 in 5 people have depression. So my doctor said when I got diagnosed with depression that there are so many people that are undiagnosed that generally when you meet someone who just appears like a bit of an asshole, they're probably just depressed.
By me being a jackass, and so I'm going to therefore be a jackass.
That's kind of true. But a lot of these people that are posting this shit haven't been in any formal workplace whatsoever, so their emotional intelligence is that of my dog. So,
Nothing, no specific, no nothing.
My dog's pretty emotionally intelligent, so probably less than my dog. Probably like a cat.
How am I supposed to learn from this as what to do differently? You guys don't know a lot about me. I could be the Zodiac killer.
Okay, no.
That'd be cool.
I am the Zodiac killer.
Oh, yeah?
I hide so much because the audience, they don't
So many bodies.
want to see me suffer. Like, they don't want to see me being homeless. But there's this part on the flip side.
How do you know that? Just saying, how do you know that? How do you know that people don't want to see you be vulnerable? I'm not saying that you should be. I'm not saying that you should be posting that kind of stuff. But don't for a second think that just because you've always put positive videos out there, that people don't want to see the other side of the coin. Because I think actually most people say that, and there's great positivity that can come out of negative things. I think you're kind of proof of that. So yeah, I would say that don't be so sure.
where they don't want to see you succeed.
That's
People
kind of
do
true.
not want to see you be successful.
Kind
It's
of.
not about money though, but it is. It's like it is like Jimmy, I'm busy. It's like you've made adult money, then they're do I even talk about the car? I say, but I feel like
He's going to talk about the car. I'm going to let you talk about the car. But yeah, it's got to come to a point where you just got to say fuck him. You got to take a
I don't know.
break.
It just makes me feel like weak. It like makes me frustrated with myself.
I'm going to end it there. You should watch the rest of the video. I'll put a link down below. But that bit there, I think we've all been there. Especially the people that comment the negative stuff. They're probably there. They're probably at that place more than the rest of us. I was there for like 2 years straight. And it's one of the most boring things in the world to be depressed. Shit. It's a shitty feeling. You don't wish it on anyone. Don't wish it on William. But applaud him for doing that video, because that's something that more people, 90% of the working population, would feel at one point in a time or the other, that they're going to encounter negative people. My message, not to William so much, but to anyone who's in a workplace and they've got someone who is negative, who is constantly negative, either front up to that person and go, what's going on? What's with the negativity? Ask them. Because they might just be having a really shit time themselves. They might be broken. But they can't keep doing it because it's going to bring you down too. They're going to break you. So figure out why they're broken. Or if you have a manager and you've noticed this about someone who you're working with, tell your manager, because that's their job. Their job is to notice that shit and do something about it. It's more important than you probably appreciate to call this stuff out, because people who are depressed, they're broken, not through any fault of their own, and they deserve to be fixed. So help them. And if you see someone like William who is putting himself out there and he's not getting the joy that he used to get out of it, just give him a pat on the back and tell them that they're awesome, because they are. Like, how much work does that take? It's unbelievable. And if I were William, I'd be in exactly the same position. In fact, I'd be in a worse position. Way worse. I wouldn't be able to do what he does. Not in a million years. Anyways, that'll do. Now I've got to go and put this and fucking shake it all up and put it out there for you people to see. But look, if you're not doing good, tell someone. If you are doing good, find someone who isn't doing good and find out why. Get outside, talk to people, talk to your family, because there's going to be someone out there that has experienced worse than you and is going through a shit time. And you can probably do something about that. And if you haven't got anything nice to say, don't say it at all. And if you find something, no, fuck it. That'll do. Have a good weekend. Or day. Or night. It's YouTube. You can watch this whenever. It's technology, right? No, yeah, getting my head around it. I'm old. Leave me alone.